What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into an NBA draft edition of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It is episode number 754 of the pod. KB coming at you solo dolo. It's been a crazy busy week here at Underground, trying to get a whole bunch of stuff out. Steve didn't have power for 2 days, so it pushed scheduling around a ton. Appreciate your patience. So you'll probably have multiple episodes in a short turnaround time. But for anybody that wants to listen to this episode, just know it's going to be heavily NBA draft related, as the Sixers have drafted VJ Edgecombe with the 3rd overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft. I will talk about it, give my thoughts on the selection, how I feel the Sixers went about the process, no pun intended, and if this is kind of just helping usher in something we've been clamoring for with the Philadelphia 76ers for a long time. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about this new process that the Sixers are kind of undergoing. And, oh, yeah, the Philadelphia Phillies got swept by the Houston Astros. So we'll talk about everything. But before we get into it, make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI across the board. We're like 100 followers on Twitter away from 4,000. That would be awesome if we can hit that milestone. We're like less than 400 away from 2,000 on Instagram. So let's keep following on the socials at Underground PHI. You can follow me at KBIZZL311 on Twitter and KBIZZLE11 on Instagram and Threads. I got to be more active on Threads, guys. There's a lot going on when you run a company, so my time gets limited, but I'm going to do my best to be active more on Threads, be active more posting YouTube shorts in the month of July. It's a whole process, I promise. We're making things work, okay? Subscribe to the pod. Subscribe to the pod. I'll say it one more time for good measure. Subscribe to the pod, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave us a 5-star review. It goes a long way for helping this show continue to grow, helps more people find Underground Sports Philadelphia and our entire catalog of podcasts. So keep subscribing on Apple and Spotify. Leave those 5-star reviews. We will read the reviews on the show. If they're good reviews, we read them on the show. So if you want something to be heard, talked about, discussed, we'll discuss it on the show if you leave it as an Apple Podcast review. Also, keep following on Spotify because that helps a ton. And subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. That is where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. It is all on our YouTube channel. We are currently so close to getting to 1,100 subscribers. Let's get that push going. I know it's been a weird month for us. That's how June goes. PLL starts. I'm traveling a bunch, and then things kind of get a little haywire with the weather and everything. I haven't had a car. It's been a weird month, but it would mean the world if you guys keep subscribing on YouTube and leave a like on the video. Drop a comment in the comment section. Click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. And as you guys know, and if you don't know, now you know, this show is proudly presented by the City of Vineland, and the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest. The calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, is a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on social media via their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube pages. And through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast.
At the Vineland Municipal Utilities, we understand that when our business community thrives, we all win. As a not-for-profit utility, our reliability, lower cost of operations, and flexibility in meeting customer needs make doing business in Vineland beneficial to your bottom line. What's more, we are able to do so while maintaining our commitment to environmental stewardship. We look forward to helping you achieve your business goals now and for years to come. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's going to be an NBA draft-heavy show just because I've been behind. It's a point of discussion that I want to talk about and get my thoughts off on because we haven't really talked Sixers much on this show over the last year. It has been exhausting. It has been draining. It has been not fun to talk about the basketball team. And I'm glad we have something positive to discuss. And before we get into it, a tip of the cap here. Tip of the cap for new Sixer, VJ Edgecombe, is brought to you by our pals over at 47. We love 47 here at Underground Sports Philadelphia. It is truly my headwear of choice. Guys, down here in the studio, I have, you name it, just every type of 47 hat under the sun. Every team you can think of is here. Okay, I got every team. I got Phils, Flyers, Sixers on my head, Eagles, bang. How you doing? I love 47. They're truly the best in the game. They're my headwear of choice. Whenever I'm out and about doing anything, I'm rocking 47. You'll see me in a 47 hat no matter what. They're truly the best in the game. I love the hitch, the Roscoe hitch, the rope hats. My go-to favorite. They've got you covered for every single team in the game, too, from the NBA, the NHL, MLB, NFL, college. They've got NASCAR. They've got soccer. You think about it, they've got it, okay? Use our link in the description to shop with 47, and when you go to check out, create an account. It's free. It's free. Join the 47 family, and when you join the 47 family, you'll get free shipping on all orders from our friends at 47. So use our link to shop with 47 so they know you're coming from us, and then create an account, join the 47 family, and you'll get free shipping on every single order you place with our friends at 47. And we thank 47 for being a proud partner of the podcast. So the Philadelphia 76ers select VJ Edgecombe with the 3rd overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft. Valdez Drexel Edgecombe Jr. I mean, it was meant to be. His middle name is Drexel. The boy was meant to be in Philadelphia. He's from the Bahamas, which is pretty cool. The Sixers now have a Bahamas flag, a Bahamian flag hanging at the training facility, along with all of the other global nationalities of players on the team that hang from the rafters there. I love that. Went to school in Long Island, at Long Island Lutheran in New York. And here was my thing about VJ. He's 6'4", 6'5", however you want to slice and dice that. A lot of his stats were in the paint. He's a guard, potentially play small forward a little bit here if you're playing small ball. A lot of his scoring was done in the paint. There wasn't a lot of perimeter shooting that I saw. You know, I'm not the biggest NBA draft expert, okay? I'm not going to try to sell you on that bill of goods. I watch a lot of highlights. I watch the NCAA tournament, and that's really my homework. I knew about VJ Edgecombe. I knew he was a top, 5 type player. I just didn't know how he was going to fit with the Philadelphia 76ers, being that he is a shooting guard, small forward, does a lot of things that Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain do that are already on this team. And I felt like a wing-type player was something the Sixers desperately needed that was young, versatile, and the more and more the Ace Bailey saga went on, because that was who I thought the Sixers were going to take, the more and more I was like hoping that Ace Bailey was not the pick, because it would have been so Sixers, okay, for them to go and take a guy who refused to work out for them, who has this head case of a agent, if you want to call him that, and it would have just been the ultimate Sixers draft pick where this guy just doesn't show up and you wasted the number 3 overall pick in an odd year for your team that is littered with stars, and you just had a down year because of injury, and it would have been so Sixers for them to just take that guy because he was a position of need. They went with best player available, and VJ Edgecombe, the more and more I sift through this and kind of look into what the Sixers are trying to do and try to put a glimpse of positive perspective around this team. The Sixers are trying to curate a culture for the first time, maybe ever, in this era of ownership. Yes, Joel Embiid has been here. He has been a mainstay of the organization. Tyrese Maxey's been here since 2020. Okay, Jared McCain feels like he was, a piece to that. But you've had a rotating door of Ben Simmons, Markelle Fultz, and we love Fultz. No fault of his own. It was just freak stuff happened there. But you go from Ben Simmons, Markelle Fultz, Al Horford, Tobias Harris, James Harden, now Paul George, and it's just been no consistency. And the role players have been very inconsistent. I'm glad Kelly Oubre, has been here for a couple of years. Hopefully he's back as well. But outside of that, the role players have changed damn near every year. And there's been no consistent just like fixtures outside of Joel and Tyrese Maxey. The fact that it feels like you're drafting VJ Edgecombe here to not only be a very important player on this team, like you don't draft somebody in the NBA number 3 overall for them, 1, to not play, and 2, to not be a contributing factor for the organization long term. He just feels like a genuinely amazing person. And it feels like that's what the Sixers have been trying to do with their drafts over the past X amount of years. Okay, you get Joel Embiid, amazing story. He's a great human being. And now you add to Joel in 2020 with Tyrese Maxey. And everyone remembers the Tyrese Maxey draft call, him being so overcome with emotion and just saying he's going to give it his all. And look at Tyrese Maxey now. He's a superstar. Jared McCain, amazing human being. VJ Edgecombe feels like an amazing human being. And it feels like for the first time on a consistent basis, which this organization has lacked consistency, they are putting high-quality players on this roster that are also high-quality people with high-level character. And I got to say, as a fan of this team, and I know I've talked about how I have my gripes, how I truly find it difficult to root for the organization. It's easy to root for the players. It's hard to root for the organization. I gotta say, this is a step in the right direction to get people interested and get people excited about what this team truly is. It gives them an identity. They haven't had an identity in 5 years, 8 years. The last time I feel like this team had an identity was when Jimmy Butler was here. They had that edge to them. Now they had an Edgecombe, okay? It feels like they are figuring out the character part of assembling a team. You look at the Philadelphia Eagles. High-quality character guys up and down the roster. And it starts at the top with Jeffrey Lurie, Howie Roseman. Then it comes down to Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens, Dallas Goedert. You add Saquon Barkley to that mix. And then you go on the defensive side, Cooper DeJean, Reed Blankenship, Quinyon Mitchell. For the longest time, Brandon Graham, Nolan Smith, Jordan Davis. Jalen Carter, since he's been here, has been unbelievable. You look at the Philadelphia Phillies, high character guys. Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Bryson Stott, Nick Castellanos, Brandon Marsh, Alec Boehm, JT, Trey Turner, Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, who started it all for this team. Ranger Suarez, Christopher Sanchez. You add Luzardo to the mix. Jose Alvarado, Matt Strom, Orion Kirkering. Having high-quality character guys matters so much in sports. And when you choose to kind of just ignore that for the sake of winning or just crunching numbers for the sake of winning, you lose your identity as an organization. And I feel like with drafting VJ Edgecombe here and him getting emotional with his mom and talking about how they lived off a generator for 7 years and he battled and grinded it out and now is a top 3 pick in an NBA draft, kind of fulfilling a promise to his mom and his family that he was going to make things happen for them, is so special. And I know initially I was not a VJ guy. But like I said, as the Ace Bailey stuff transpired, I've turned more and more and I see this VJ Edgecombe pick as such a positive for not only on the court, but off the court as well. Like, this dude is going, like, he's been decked out in Sixers gear from the moment he got drafted. And he just feels like he's going to, like, just put himself in the community and be around the fans and really embrace this city. And it feels like overall, everybody in Sixers fandom is just happy with this pick. They're happy. Like, Sixers fans are happy. That's how you know something was done right. Where everyone kind of consensusly is like, yeah, great pick. We'll see what he's going to, kind of evolve into on the court from a role situation and what he does for this team. But I'm so thrilled that VJ is a Sixer, and the Sixers chose to go with the high character, high quality guy on and off the court. They didn't try to force a pick for position of need. They went with the best guy available, who also is a hooper. And I'm very excited for the future of Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, VJ Edgecombe together, whomever else comes into the organization, as things transpire. And obviously, that also includes for however much longer we get Joel Embiid and his career. Because Joel is a huge part of this organization. And, looking at what the Sixers roster can be, I think VJ's skill sets fit in extremely well with what they want to accomplish, what they want to do on the court, what they want to do off the court, obviously. But, to have high character, high quality guys on this team and them be a likable franchise. For the past couple of years, it's been tough to root for the Sixers simply because the organization was like forcing fans away and making it difficult to root for them. And I'm glad that they're going this route. I'm glad that they recognize talent, but they're also recognizing character and recognizing guys who will fit in with the city, with each other, and just being like high level, like people in your community. I think community matters so much in sports. To have guys that are happy to be in your market, be in the city that they play in, is such a big deal that, with me covering the PLL and this being the second year that they're in home cities in league history, I kind of get a new perspective on how valuable it is when, for a majority of our lives, if you're in my age demographic, you're in that, late 30s to, teens, whatever it may be. a lot of us choose our sports fandom because we live in a specific area. We grow up being around those teams because they are in a market close enough to us. You know, I live 45 minutes outside of Philadelphia. Philly is like my second home. My parents, Eagles fans, Phillies fans, Flyers fans, Sixers fans. The Union come around. I'm rooting for the Union. You know, when they come into existence in 2008. You know, when the Philadelphia Wings come back, I didn't know much about lacrosse, but I sure damn well learned, and I love the Philadelphia Wings. The Water Dogs get put in Philadelphia. I want to see the Water Dogs succeed for the sake of them being a Philadelphia team. It's good for the city. It's good for the fans to have another team to root for that's successful. Plus, it's damn good for business here when we have Philly teams that are successful, okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Business is booming when Philadelphia teams are successful. There's no other way around it. And it sucked that the Sixers were so bad last year, so unlikable, and just so difficult to root for because we missed out on Sixers talk all year because there was no value in what we do here at this company to talk about a team who was just getting negative press week in and week out. And the Eagles were going on a Super Bowl run. The Phillies had a massive offseason on their hands. And the Flyers got one of the most talented players in franchise history a couple years early. And the Philadelphia Union had a huge offseason. Brand new coach for the first time in forever. So it's like, what takes precedent? And when every team is, you guys know, if you listen to this show, we talk Eagles and Phillies at the same time. We talk Eagles and Flyers at the same time. We talk Sixers and Flyers at the same time. But if a team is down while another team is playing well, we're going to give you the positive look. You can go elsewhere to get negative headlines and get negative talk about a team. We're here to bring you the positive outlook because for whatever reason, it's almost like a must to be a negative about, Philly sports, and that's just not how we roll. So to see VJ Edgecombe come in here, have Sixers fans like overwhelmingly positive, and kind of just give a fresh outlook on what's to come for this team is a great sign, and that makes me super excited. What else makes me super excited is our friends over at Ritas in Sewell. We love Rita's Italian Ice here at Underground Sports Philadelphia. They are truly the best. I've grown up going to Rita's. You know, it was be cool, eat at Rita's all day long, all summer long. And you guys can go to Rita's in Sewell, 288 Egg Harbor Road all summer long to cool off. It's been hot as all get out. No better way to cool off than with our friends at Rita's. From the Italian Ice, the gelatis, the blendinis, the concrete, and more. They've got the delicious treats to keep you cool this summer over at Rita's in Sewell. Go visit them, 288 Egg Harbor Road in Sewell, New Jersey. Let them know that we sent you there because they are truly the best. You can also go to ritasice.com, check out their whole catalog of flavors for their Italian Ice. New flavors on the way all the time. And you can also get the nutritional facts for your favorite treats. Again, that's 288 Egg Harbor Road in Sewell, New Jersey. Visit our friends at Rita's Ice-Custard-Happiness, and we thank Rita's for being a proud partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. But yeah, VJ Edgecombe, he's going to wear number 77 because Kyle Lowry is still on this team at the ripe age of 40 and is wearing number 7 right now. And VJ wearing 77, I don't necessarily hate it. I thought I was going to hate it at first, but then seeing the jersey with his name, he's got a longer last name, so that arc kind of fills out the back nameplate a bit to arch over that 77. From a jersey analytics perspective, I wasn't sure on it at first, but the more and more I kind of look at his name with the 77, the more and more I am inclined to say that it works really well. It works really well. I'd say it's probably without seeing it on the court, just seeing it on the jersey and him wearing it, in photos and everything with the team, I'd say it's a solid B on the jersey analytics scale. It looks good. I'm excited to see him wear it in game, play, and see if he sticks with 77 or if Kyle Lowry's gone, if he switches to number 7, which he wore in college. But solid number on the jersey analytics there, I would say. I like it a lot more than I thought I was going to. And I mean, he just seems so happy to be here. Every single time I see VJ, he's smiling, and I truly think him, Tyrese Maxey, and Jared McCain together are going to be like the three amigos, just always together, doing stuff together, being happy together. And, we joked when Jared McCain was drafted last year that the Sixers had the happiest backcourt in the NBA. They're assembling like the happiest team in the NBA at this point. They're just adding more and more guys that just are perpetually happy, and that means a lot. I think that does a lot for an organization to have guys that have a positive outlook, a positive mentality, a positive attitude, changes the perspective on how people look at your organization. And I'm very excited for VJ to be here. I think he's going to be like one of those instant fan favorites, just like Tyrese and just like Jared. Like, people gravitated towards them immediately. I think that same route is very open for VJ Edgecombe. Once, the season rolls around, if he's, when he's playing in Summer League, I think people are going to be tuned in. And, he's a high draft pick for a reason. The kid's got talent. He's a hooper, okay? Like, you don't just get drafted number 3 overall, typically, for no reason. At Baylor last year, he played in 33 games, started all 33, averaged about 32.7 minutes per game, was about a 44% field goal shooter, 34% from 3. He's got to work on his free throws a little bit, only 78% from the line. Got to be a little bit better than that in the NBA for sure, but that will come with time. He's only 19 years old. 5.6 rebounds per game, 3.2 assists per game, 2.1 steals per game, 0.6 blocks, and he averaged about 15 points per game. And in 4 games with the Bahamas national team for the 2024 Olympic qualifying tournament, he averaged 16.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, 3.8 assists in 4 games. That's quality. And I think, as he grows into his body, like, he's still 19 years old. As he grows into his body more, grows into the NBA feel more, gets to train with guys like Maxey McCain, he's only going to get better. And I'm very excited for the future with VJ Edgecombe being on this team, being a staple of this roster. And, there's obviously more to come for the Sixers as free agency starts in just a few days, about a week or so. So there's a lot to be done for this roster. But I will say, kudos to Daryl Morey, kudos to Elton Brand for nailing this pick and bringing in not only a star of a player, to be drafted that high, but also a star of a human being. So welcome to Philly, VJ Edgecombe. You are welcome on this show anytime, my friend, and looking forward to watching his career transpire over the years. And before I get out of here, I want to talk to you guys about our awesome merch partners at PHI Apparel Company. Guys, there's no better way to stand out in the crowd than with our awesome merch partners at PHI Apparel Company with their unique designs for all. From the Sixers, the Phillies, the Flyers, Sixers, Flyers, Phillies, Eagles, and Union, plus Underground Sports Philadelphia podcast merch. There's no doubt in our minds you will stand out in the crowd. Go to phiapparel.co. It's also linked in the description. And when you go to checkout, use code UNDERGROUND to get 10% off your entire merch order from our awesome pals at PHI Apparel Company. Again, that's phiapparel.co. Code UNDERGROUND at checkout to get 10% off your next merch order and stand out in the crowd with the official merch partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. that is all I've got for you guys on this one. Kind of a welcome to Philadelphia VJ Edgecombe episode. We will be talking a whole lot more NBA draft on Monday's show. Myself and Jacob will be on the show. We'll talk NBA draft. We'll talk Phils because they got swept by the Astros. Nothing much to discuss there. Just a brutal series. We'll talk Phils. We'll talk Flyers because I will be at the Flyers draft party Friday night, so that should be a fun one. We'll recap everything that goes down there and a whole lot more. But make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI across the board. It's the best way to stay up to date with everything we got going on here across the company and everything else. So be sure to follow us at Underground PHI. Subscribe to the pod, Apple, Spotify, wherever you podcast. Subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. Leave a like on the video, drop a comment in the comment section, and click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. And this show, guys, is proudly presented by our good friends here at the city of Vineland. And whether you are a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process, and their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100, Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. And this has been episode number 754, a Welcome to Philadelphia VJ Edgecombe episode of Underground Sports Philadelphia. I'm your boy KB. We will see you on Monday talking Phils, Sixers, Flyers, and whatever the heck else. Maybe some Water Dogs too. Let's see if the Dogs get the win. But until then, I'm getting the heck up out of here, and I'm signing off. Welcome to Philly, VJ. Peace.